सरस्वतीं व्यासं
ततो जयमुदीरयेत्
ततो
जयमुदीरयेत्
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं
भागवत
भागवतसेवया
सेवया
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
भगवती उत्तमश्लोके
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी
भक्तिर्भवति
नैष्टिकी.
So, reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 6, Text number 5. Please repeat after me. Narada Uvacha
नारद उवाच
Shubhirvipravasite
भिक्षुभिर्विप्रवसिते
Vijnanadestrabhirmana
विज्ञानादशर्मणा
Vartamano Vayasyadye
वर्तमानो
मानो वयस्याद्ये
Ta etad akarasham.
त एतत्कारशम्.
Please mute yourself. I will explain. So Narada, Sri Narada said, the great sages who had imparted scientific knowledge of transcendence to me departed for other places, and I had to pass my life in this way. So he's explaining. In his previous life, when Narada ji was impregnated with the spiritual knowledge, by the grace of the great sages, there is a tangible change in his life. Although he was only a boy of 5 years, that is an important symptom visible after initiation by the bona fide spiritual master. Actual association of the devotees brings about a quick change in life of spiritual realization. How it so acted upon the previous life of Sri Narada Muni is described by and by in this chapter. So, two things very important in this verse. One is about the great sages. Who are these great sages, you see? They have stayed. Generally, the great sages are not available so easily. To get a spiritual master in one's life, one has to really work hard. It is explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Brahmande Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Kripa Pai Bhakti Lata Bija. Actually, so many people are looking for Guru, but there is no guarantee that one may find a proper Guru. In the search of the spiritual master, one has to really genuine. Then Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, one has to find the spiritual master. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Upadekshanti de jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. You should meet somebody who has seen the truth, tattvadarshinaha, and serve them and obey their instructions and inquire them submissively and receive the knowledge. So, it is not accidental. It is actually the mercy of the great sages and mercy of Krishna fell upon this boy, Narada Rishi, though he was just 5 years old, and he also received the knowledge with a proper attitude. He did not, he took it very seriously because he also had few good qualifications. So receiving spiritual master in our life is a great benefit. Many people don't get the spiritual master. One is spiritual master. The Guru should be merciful to give his blessings to us. And the disciple should also be qualified try one's best to be qualified to the mark of spiritual master's expectation. This both side there should be a interest to receive the knowledge, to also bestow the mercy. Spiritual master may not accept the disciple. He has the prerogative to decide whether to accept or not to accept. So that is how, because Srila Prabhupada says, by giving initiation diksha, the spiritual master suffers for the sins committed by his disciples. The more one suffers, the spiritual master may be more, his disciples are more sinful. There is one pastime of Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan. It was in October 1977. November 1977, Prabhupada ended his pastime. He disappeared from this planet. In the October 1977, Prabhupada's body was apparently very sick. He was lying down on the bed. There was one Brahmana traveled all the way from the South India to meet Srila Prabhupada by flight. In 1970s, somebody in India traveling by flight is something very, very rare. Unless there is an extreme emergency or somebody should be like Tatas and Birlas. It is impossible for a common man to go by flight. So when he came by flight, he came to meet Srila Prabhupada in Vrindavan. And his disciples gave importance because he came by flight all the way, and they went and informed Srila Prabhupada, there is one Brahmana who came from South India to meet you. Specifically to meet you, he has traveled all the way by taking flight. And Srila Prabhupada agreed to meet him. Prabhupada was sick, not so well. The Brahmana told Srila Prabhupada, Swami Maharaj, you are suffering so much. Your body is suffering so much. You should be very careful that all your disciples are making your murtis, your photos. They're worshipping you. Your murtis are worshipped in the altar. Your murtis are worshipped in your temples. You will be receiving all their sins, Papa, of all those people who are worshipping you. Since your body is not well now, to recover, you must tell all of them that they must stop worshipping your murtis in the temple so that at least you can recover. You need not to suffer by their sins this much. Srila Prabhupada replied to the Brahmana. He said, then for what I have come for? Then for what I have come for? So meaning Srila Prabhupada explained this in other times. Like Jesus Christ said he was suffering for the sins of his disciples. Prabhupada, because he was mostly preaching in Western countries, he would quote these examples. Actually, the bona fide spiritual master is interested us getting liberated from the material entanglement. Therefore, he is ready to take our sins. So initiation means actually the Guru takes the responsibility of Papa and Punya of his disciple and takes care of this disciple. So it's a very great thing. Therefore, the spiritual master should be a pure devotee. Somebody who is not perfect personality, Mahajana. Mahajana ena gatasya pantha, we discussed in the last class. Somebody who is not a pure devotee of the Lord, he cannot be a spiritual master. Spiritual master must be Shuddha Bhakta, pure devotee, so that he can absorb the sins of his disciples. So therefore, meeting such a spiritual master is very rare. Such great sages are very rare. So Those sages, when they touch them, they bless them. What is the transformation happens is the next part of the learning. First part is getting the spiritual master is very rare. Second is one must know what transformations should happen when you touch a pure devotee spiritual master. If that transformation does not happen, either we have not surrendered sufficiently to the spiritual master, or that person may not be a genuine spiritual master. What is the transformation? The material, not the material transformation. After receiving the blessings from that such and such Swamiji, I have my health problems have solved, my financial problems have solved, my home problems have solved. It may solve, may not solve, that is a different matter. If I received the mercy of Guru, I should have developed eagerness, love, devotion to the God, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the test. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada very carefully never exhibited any magic, any superpowers, because Srila Prabhupada did not want some fake followers who will come for some superpower. So once in India, when some exalted Swamiji sages are going, generally people want to go and take blessings from them. We see that, isn't it? We also wanted to go and take blessings. But in general, today's Kali Yuga's mindset is that the blessings from the sages or any Swamiji means, no, I should get better quality of material life by taking the blessings. So Srila Prabhupada, being very well aware of this, when he was traveling in India, he was very careful because many people would come and touch his feet. So once Srila Prabhupada was traveling in a train, and about 5 to 6 his Western sannyasi disciples used to guard him, because if he's not guarded in the train, a lot of people come, touch his feet, wanted to know, all that happens. They used to guard them. So one day they were traveling in the train. Somehow, some 2 Indians got in and they sat at the feet of Prabhupada, was sitting on the seat in the train, and they sat down at his feet. And all around the Iskcon devotees, Prabhupada's Western disciples, devotees were there. They were also in saffron robes, shaven head. They were all traveling. And then they said with the folded hands, Swami Maharaj, we want your blessings. And Prabhupada looked at them and said, my blessings will be like that. He has shown all his disciples who are sitting, shaved head, saffron. This is my blessings. They quickly thanked Prabhupada and did not spend much time, and they exited the place. They didn't want that kind of blessings. So here you can see that in the Bhagavatam, Prabhupada is explaining, that is the important symptom visible after initiation by the bona fide spiritual master. What is that symptom is visible after the bona fide spiritual master touches your life? Means you develop devotion to Lord. So this is the transformation you can see in Narada Muni's life. It is happening. So they blessed him, the sages, by the will of the providence, and Narada Rishi received the blessings of the great sages. Great sages left, and great sages are not stick to one place. They keep traveling. So they left, and then Narada Rishi said, I had to pass my life in this way. Then what happened? How did he pass his rest of life? Now he will tell. Please unmute yourself. Ekatmaja me janani
Ekatmaja me janani
Janani
doshin mudha chakinkari
योषिन्मूढज किङ्करी
किङ्करी
मय्यात्मजे अनन्यगतौ
मय्यात्मजे
आत्मजे
अनन्यगतौ
अनन्यगतौ
चक्रे स्नेहानुबन्धनम्
चक्रे
स्नेहानुबन्धनम्
Let us read one more verse. शाश्वतन्त्र न कल्पासीद
शाश्वतन्त्र न
तन्तन
कल्पते
कल्पते
योगक्षेमं ममेच्छति
योगक्षेमं ममेति
योगक्षेममेच्छति
ईशस्य हि वशे लोको
ईशस्ति वशे
लोको
लोको
योषादारुमयी यथा
योषदारुमयी
यथा
यथा
Please mute yourself. Let us see what is Narada is saying next. I was the only son of my mother, who was not only a simple woman, but a maid servant as well. She was very poor and simple. She was a maid servant. I am only son. Since I was her only offspring, she had no other alternative for protection. She bound me with the tie of affection. Because I was only son, I was very much affectionate and very much loving my mother, and mother would love me so much. We had lot of affection, and with mother's love, I was tied down. Why is saying using the word tied down by affection? Because having received the mercy of Guru, the Bhaktivedantas, his interest is to progress and go back to Krishna. But he is in the material world, he is obligated to his mother. So he was staying with his mother and with love and affection, not with detachment. He had love and affection to his mother, though he had received this knowledge. So his only son, he was made servant, nobody else was there. So he was tied by affection. Then he says, she wanted to look after my maintenance properly, but because she was not independent, she was not able to do anything for me. Though she wanted to take care of me nicely, only son, but what to do? She herself is a maid servant and she was not independent. She has to depend on somebody else as a servant. She was not able to take care of me so well. The world is under the full control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, everyone is like a wooden doll in the hands of the puppet master. Then actually Narada Muni says one very important point here. Some point in life, in our lives as well, we may think, why am I under the control of such and such person? Husband may think, why am I in the control of my wife? Wife may think, why am I under the control of my husband? Or why am I under the control of my parents or in-laws? Or why am I in the control of my friends and relatives or the society or anybody? Here, an important point we should notice. Nobody is in this world is independent. It is an illusion. The Maya makes us to think that we are independent. Everybody is controlled in this world. Common animals are controlled by human beings. And the people who work, laborers, are controlled by supervisors. Supervisor is controlled by the manager. The manager is controlled by managing director. Managing director is controlled by the laws of the country. And the laws of the country is controlled by maybe by the head of the state. Head of the state is controlled by the international law. And all the most powerful human beings in this world also are controlled by three modes of material nature, kala. Everybody is forced to grow old. Recently, there was election in United States of America. The person who stood for the presidential election had to resign because he was old. People started criticizing him. He's so old. He can't make any decision. He can't run such a big country, of the most powerful country in the world. He can't run. People started criticizing him. So then he was forced to resign. Everybody is controlled. It's an illusion. Illusion thinks, okay, I am the head of the family. Actually, you're not the head of the family, you're servant of the family. Somebody is a minister is thinking, I am the controller of the state or the country. No, he is a servant of people. Everybody is servant. Everybody is controlled in this world. It's only the matter of realization. So though, because only one person who is not controlled by anybody in this world, who is that? That's only Krishna. Ishwaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karana. Govindam. That Govinda, Supreme Lord, only him is completely independent. Everybody else is under the control of somebody. Therefore, in the race of becoming free, I want to be free, I want to, people don't get satisfied. They get stuck at different levels. Everybody is under the control of some laws of nature. It is like this. Based on our karma, we are bound by the law. The example given is like a cow. If a cow, especially in the villages, sometimes when they want cow to graze in a field, but cow should not go out of certain vicinity of the field, they take a long rope, a 100-meter rope or 50-meter rope, and tie it to a pole and put it in the center of the field, where cow has all the freedom to run within the length of the rope. Cow is free, but cow cannot cross that rope and go. Beyond a point, beyond 50 meters, cow cannot go because rope is only 50 meters. In this world, everybody is tied. But somebody's rope is 10 meters, somebody's rope is 50 meters, somebody's rope is 100 meters, 500 meters, based on our karma. If the cow misuses that 50 meters rope, anybody goes nearby, it goes to hit them. Then what will be the owner do? He will go and reduce the length of the rope. Is it not? Because cow is very harming to anybody walking over there. Similarly, when the good karma is there, punya is there, you have become rich, somebody has become rich, somebody is having a lot of freedom. If they use that for killing animal, eating, doing all kind of sinful activity and harming others, the result will be that person's rope's length will be reduced in the next life. So as a devotees of Krishna, we should only know this. The rope is tied to me. Based on my karma, certain length of the rope is given to me. It is not in my hand. That is already tied, that decided. This is the length of my freedom in my life. And I should be very satisfied with the freedom which Lord has bestowed or my karma has allowed me to do. And knowing that nobody is free, everybody is tied to pole in this world. Only that rope length may be different. Now let me use. If the cow becomes very, very humble and submissive, it does not go around, does not go away, then the owner may not tie it at all, give full freedom. So when we completely surrender to Krishna, that is called rope is cut. Narada Rishi's rope is cut. That is why he is roaming all over the world, all over the creation. Narayana, Narayana, like this, he's chanting holy name and traveling. He has no restriction. He's not under the three gunas, but everybody else is under the control of them. So the learning is that we must know, not only me, don't be unhappy about your life. Not only you, every being in this world is controlled in different ways. If somebody says, I am not controlled by anybody, that person is controlled by Kala, the time. Birth, death, old age, disease will hit that person. That person, where are those great persons came in the history? Where is Alexander? Where is Napoleon? Where is Hitler? Where is Gandhi? Where are those powerful people today? We heard in the history, dead and gone. So we must know everybody is under the control. That's what Narada Muni is saying. World is under full control of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, everyone is like a wooden doll in the hands of of a puppet master. How the puppet master make the wooden doll dance? Like that, we all are controlled by the Supreme Lord. So he is not lamenting, though he says she wanted to look after my maintenance properly, but because she was not independent, she was not able to do anything for me. He is saying that, and after saying that, whatever Lord controls solves. This is how he has developed, received a great knowledge from the sages. Let us see what happens after that. Please repeat after me. Unmute yourself. Aham cha tad brahma kule
Aham cha
Brahmakule
Ushivam tadupekshaya
Vam Upekshaya
Digdesha kala vyuktano
Digdesha Kala Yukno
Palakaha panchahayanaha.
Balakaha Panchahayanaha.
Please mute yourself. When I was a mere child of 5 years, I lived in a Brahmana school. I was dependent on my mother's affection, had no experience of different lands. What was the situation of Narada at that time, a 5 years old child? Naturally, he was depending on Brahmana school, and he's depending on his mother's love and affection. Mother would feed him, mother would take care of him, and no experience of the world. Never knew what is there beyond the Gurukula, beyond the school, beyond his home. He has no idea what is happening in outside world. That was his situation. Next shloka, please unmute yourself. Ye kada nirgatam gehadam
Ekada Nirgatam Geha
duhantim nishigam pathi
Duhantim Nishigam Pati
sarpo dashat pada sprishtaha kripanam kala choditaha.
Kripanam Kala Chodita.
Please mute yourself. Once upon a time, after some time, my poor mother, Kripana, when going out one night to milk a cow, was bitten on the leg by a serpent. Influenced by the supreme time, Kala Choditaha. Influence of Kala, her lifespan is over. And night time she was going to milk a cow and she was bitten on the leg by a serpent. This is the way of the dragging a sincere soul near to God. The poor boy was being looked after only by his affectionate mother, and yet the mother was taken from the world by the supreme will in order to put him completely at the mercy of the Lord. Please mute yourself, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
so that is a way of dragging, Prabhupada explains, that's a way of dragging the sincere soul near the God. You know, this is not for everybody. Okay. When the Lord sees that person is actually ready to give up the material attachments, then Lord will help that sincere soul. But those who have desire for the material things, God may not. In the morning after Mangalarati in our temple, we chant the 10 offenses to the holy names of the Lord. And at the end of chanting After end of chanting all the names,
ಮತ್ತೆ ಚಿನ್ನ ಕುಳಂದೆ ಅವರ ವಿಡು ಅಮ್ಮ ಅವರು ವಿಡು
Krupamai Mataji, can you mute yourself? So after at the end we say, to achieve the desired result, which is Krishna Prema, it is said one has to actually not to offend holy name in the 10 ways so that one achieves Krishna Prema. Now you may ask a question. I am not able to do all the 10 offenses. I am committing offenses to holy name. I am not able to attentively chant. I am maintaining material desires. Then what happens to our chanting? We may get punya. Because of the punya, the pious credit, we may enjoy materially. Each one of you are chanting Hare Krishna, either you'll be getting punya or you'll get Krishna Prema. So when you avoid offenses, we go towards Krishna. When you make offenses and with a lot of material desire, if you chant the holy names of the Lord, then you'll get punya. So Lord, what he does is, if a person is materially too much desiring, his tapasya will be used for his punya. But if a person is sincere, that he wants to go back to Krishna, very sincere about it, in that case, the Lord can sever the affection, sever all the things in the material world as a mercy. This is actually mercy of the Lord, to make a devotee utterly dependent. Like you see in the Draupadi's case, she was made to depend on Krishna utterly. So that is very special mercy of the Lord. And whom he gives such mercy? He gives such mercy to very, very selected, affectionate devotees who are really serious to go back to Krishna, who take those adversities as an advantage to go back to Krishna. Now today, we are Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha. We are in the very beginning stage of our devotional service. Our devotional service is very fragile. If something happens, some adverse situation come in life, we think, I am doing so much service to Krishna and so much I am chanting. Why this difficulty is coming to me? Is Krishna really there? Is this chanting Hare Krishna is really effective? We may think like that. That means we are not ready to actually still take Krishna's mercy in our life. As Narada Rishi has taken. See how he has taken. My mother was not able to take care of me. That is the will of the Lord. Now we will also see how Narada Rishi has taken death of his mother also. So for those devotees who are Artho, Artharthi, Jnani, Jijnasu, so it is explained in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 4 kinds of pious people who go to Krishna. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jananam sukritino Arjuna. Artho, Artharthi, Jnani, Jijnasu, Bharatarshabha. There are 4 kinds of people. Artho, one who go with the distress. Artharthi, one who go asking for wealth. Jnani, one who go with the knowledge. Jijnasu, one who go with the inquisitiveness. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport of this verse in the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, though people may come to Krishna with the different intentions, but if they associate with the pure devotee, they will get purified. One day they will understand. So, though we are practicing devotees, for us, Krishna is very careful. If Krishna is very calculative, if something adverse situation comes, we may leave Krishna and go. And Krishna gives some difficulties may come in your life only as much as we can hold, so that we can depend on Krishna more. Somebody told me, Prabhuji, and there's some problem, my chanting becomes very, very attentive. Very nicely praying to Krishna and I'll be chanting. This happens. So Krishna makes sometimes his devotee depend on him. So that is the mercy of the Lord. Now in Narada Rishi's case, he made him completely depend on him by taking mother away from him. He has only other, nothing else he had. He has no idea what is outside his home and Gurukul. He does not know anybody else other than his mother. And that mother is taken away. And Prabhupada is writing, that is a way of dragging a sincere soul near to God. So now you see how he is sincere soul. We'll come to know in the next last verse of today's discussion. Let us chant this. All of you unmute yourself. Tada tadaham ishasya.
Tada
तदहम्
aham
ईशस्य
ishasya.
Tada tadaham ishasya.
Tada tadaham
ईशस्य
ishasya.
Bhaktanam sham abhipsataha.
Bhaktanam sham abhipsataha.
Bhaktanam sham abhipsataha.
Bhaktanam sham abhipsataha.
Anugraham manyamanaha.
Anugraham manyamanaha.
Anugraham manyamanaha.
Anugraham manyamanaha.
Atishtam dishamuttaram.
Atishtam dishamuttaram.
Please mute yourself. Narada is saying, I took this as a special mercy of the Lord, who always desires benediction for his devotees. And so thinking, I started further north. See what a consciousness 5 years old boy had. He said, Anugraham manyamanaha. I consider this as a mercy of the Lord. Because he is a bhaktanam shama bhipsataha. He'll always do good for his devotees. Such a Lord who can Isha, who will always do good for his devotees. What he will do, he'll always do good for me what he has done. Anugraham manyamanaha. I'll consider this as Lord's mercy. I'll take this as a Lord's mercy. I was maybe severed my affection from my mother. I was separated. So I have nobody else. Now I have to look for the Lord. I started walking towards north, completely depending on the mercy of the Lord. Now, what is the lesson? So confidential devotees of the Lord see in every step a benedictory direction of the Lord. What is considered to be an odd or difficult moment in the mundane sense is accepted as a special mercy of the Lord. Who can appreciate this? Only the people who understand Bhagavatam can appreciate this. Normal people cannot appreciate this. In the mundane sense, it can never be considered, okay, mother has passed away. It is a great boon. I consider mercy of the Lord. Somebody may ask, where is the mercy of the Lord? I was dependent on my mother, and mother was taken away by the Lord. Mundane prosperity is a kind of material fever. By the grace of the Lord, the temperature of this material fever is gradually diminished, and the spiritual health is obtained step by step. Mundane people misunderstand this. So any difficulty comes, Lord will not put any devotee in difficulty, because we are not yet reached the stage of purification. We are in a Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivrutti. You have to cross all those. Narada Rishi has crossed all those stages. We discussed this in the previous classes. He has come to Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti. He developed a lot of attachment for the Lord. He has gone those stages. Then he is ready. Lord removed his all attachments. Come, now your all attachment is relieved by me. In our stage, Lord may sometimes help us to feel good in the material world. Sometimes if we become very, very proud about ourselves, Lord may little bit withdraw the things. Some things may happen. So every moment, the success and failure, we should depend on the Lord as a devotees. Success comes, you should say, what a mercy of Lord. If the failure comes also, you should say, what a mercy of Lord. He gave me a lesson to progress in my spiritual life. What I need to learn from this? I also pray to the Lord for protection, because today's situation, I need protection to progress. I beg Lord's mercy to protect me so that I can continue my devotional service. We should not imitate the advanced devotees. We should not try to act like Narada Rishi now. Okay, let everything go. Now I want to go to north by walking. That is imitation. We should follow the instructions of the spiritual master. We are in a very beginning stage of our devotional service. And mercy of the Lord, any adverse situations come in our life, take that to your advantage. Something you are unhappy with, take your chanting mala, chant 1 round extra Hare Krishna mantra. Suppose you decided to chant 8 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra. You are unhappy that day, chant 1 more round extra. You're so unhappy, so bored with the life, go to Vrindavan and come back. So you have to, or go to temple and come back, go and meet a devotee and come back. So this way, every difficult situation we must use to make advancement in our spiritual life. So that is the lesson in today's chapter. We had 3-4 lessons. The lesson number 1, how difficult it is to get a spiritual master, isn't it? The lesson number 2, what is the symptom of a person who received the mercy of spiritual master, initiation? How should one act having received the spiritual master's mercy? And the third, we should know we all are under the control of the Lord. Don't compare yourself with anybody else. Everybody in this world is controlled. I have been given whatever I deserve. I should use that in the service of the Lord so that I can expand my happiness in this world. And the fourth, any adverse situation come in our life, we should use that in favor of us to make progress in Krishna consciousness. So these are the beautiful lessons we learned today in today's session. So I have 5 minutes now. Anybody wants to ask any question, you can ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam.
Yes, Vikas.
Prabhu, just one thing you explained about the severance of Draupadi, one example that I could not understand. So if you can just elaborate it.
Yeah. So Draupadi was, put in such a situation that she had to completely depend on Krishna. You see, to come to a point that Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja is a very tough, because we think always I can protect myself. We always make plans for ourselves, because we also sometimes do not have complete faith in Krishna. Like somebody said, one day in a village, they did a great yajna in a temple, gathering everybody in the village. It is said, and all the pandits in the village said, if you perform that puja, it will rain, because there is no rain. And everybody went to attend. And among all 1,000 people who assembled, there was only one child who carried an umbrella, because child was sure that it will rain. The child carried umbrella. Rest of them came without umbrella. So they're so sure that Lord may not, God will give rain or not give rain. It's called complete dependence and faith in the Lord. Draupadi was trying to save herself. When the Dushyasana was trying to disrobe her, she was trying her best. But when she understood, I have to depend on Krishna, I can't do anything. Then Krishna, then there is an opportunity to progress for her. Opportunity to depend on the Lord.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. And Prabhu, one more thing I would like to ask Prabhu, that material things like the qualities, symptoms of advancing after initiation, as it is explained that people have less desires for material things. So means for the exam, means in case of Narada Muni, at the age of 5 only he was initiated and he got that opportunity. But we have been grown up in so many material things so far and taken up so many obligations and responsibilities. So now we have come in this consciousness of that, yes, we have to be like this and in Krishna consciousness. So from here, that severance and depriving one from these material things. So how to apply this in our practical life, Prabhu? That if you can just guide little.
I think I have explained this, Vikas, at the end of my class today, that we are not like advanced devotee like Narada. We are
Yes,
in a
Prabhu.
very beginning level of our devotional service. At this time, we should seek for protection. We should pray. We should practice what spiritual master has told us to follow. And any success comes, we should not become proud. Any failure comes, depend on the Lord and see everything where I should learn. And every opportunity in your life, use it to make advancement in spiritual life. That is our stage.
Right, Prabhu. Right, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Okay, shall
Hare
we?
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, even if we are not chanting to get punya, but still if we are not attentive, sometimes mind goes here and there, what will be the situation?
Actually, we should put our sincere effort. There is a story of the sparrow. Once the sparrow had laid eggs on the shore of ocean, and the ocean, with a big wave, took all her eggs. The sparrow was so distressed. She was so vehemently want her eggs back. She decided, I'll empty the ocean. She would go to the ocean in her beak, little beak, she'd capture little water, come to the shore, throw it there. Go back, again pick, throw it there. Actually, can the sparrow empty the ocean? It can never be possible. But when sparrow is so sincerely trying, there happened a Garuda was passing, the Vishnu Vahana. Garuda saw the sincere effort and asked the sparrow what happened. Then sparrow told the story. Then Garuda went to the shore of ocean and warned the Samudra Raja, the ocean, you dare you please return her eggs back? Then as the Garuda's order, immediately ocean returned the eggs back to the sparrow. This story is told. What is a sparrow? Sparrow cannot do anything. But sparrow attracted the attention of Garuda by doing her sincere efforts. So, we may not be able to chant attentively. We may not be able to avoid all the 10 offenses suddenly. But what is needed is the sincere effort. What is sincere effort means? Suppose I'm chanting Hare Krishna. I've decided to chant 16 rounds. I ensure that I don't keep my mobile phone with me. I ensure that I don't watch TV and or watch mobile and chant Hare Krishna. I ensure that I keep chanting and keep talking to somebody. Sincerity should be there. No, I will put real effort. And Srila Prabhupada painstakingly written so many books. Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, 12 cantos, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, Ishopanishad, so many books. Painstakingly, without sleeping for 10 years. He said, every day 1 hour you should read my books. Okay, I will read his books. I'll put efforts to read his books. So like this, sincerely we should try. As by sincerity, we'll attract the attention of Guru and Krishna. By their blessings. What is in Narada Rishi's story also it is there. He was very sincere. He was not playful. He was not naughty. He was having a lot of serving attitude. By seeing that, the Bhakti Vedantas blessed him. So we need to have sincerity in our practices, in whatever is given to us by the spiritual master. So that is the way to progress. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Okay,
Krishna.
we'll close here. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की,
Jai.
श्री कृष्ण बलराम की,
Jai.
पाद की. Thank you very much.